So yeah, me personally, I started making music when I got my first computer, which was when I was 12, and it was a Commodore 64, and that's pretty much how I got into music, because they had like a program that you could make 3 tracks and do music on, and so my first inspiration was more computer music. It wasn't really like bands and stuff like that. It was more like just computer music, and that's probably why I got into techno and stuff, because it's made on machines. So yeah, I've been doing it since I was 12, and that's how I got into it.
Well, I think my approach was different. I've grown up playing in bands, playing in like rock bands, and also metal bands and hardcore bands and punk bands, and it's basically I was playing in this black metal band, and at the time everyone, black metal was getting more sort of technological and more complex, and they started using more and more synthesizers and samples. So I bought a sampler just to make some noise and use the samples from films and stuff, and I started to use that and thought, oh, this is not that bad. And then I got approached by a friend of mine who was in a band called Snuten, which is a Norwegian name for the cops or for the pigs. It's kind of like a sort of derogatory name for the police. And he said, and they were like a really cool band at the time. They were like playing like synth funk with like a punk edge. It sounds really dated now, but it was really cool back then. And all the cool people were listening to them. So I thought, yes, I will love to do a remix for you. But I had absolutely no skills whatsoever in like building a track. At all. Production-wise, I could play bass and I could use the sampler, and I couldn't do anything, and it sounded so bad that I had absolutely nothing. And then I knew Vegard because we had some mutual friends. I did a radio show back then, and he basically hung out with some people who had a show after me. And seen him around, I knew he had a label. He did like acid house, and he did disco, and he had several releases like on Brick Rouge, and he did his own label as well, as mentioned. And I reached out to him and said, okay, I need help. I've got a remix that has to be done in like 2 days. Can we meet? And he was like, yeah, sure. And after that, we got the track released. It got a vinyl release, and it sounded pretty good. And then we've been making music ever since. And we started to DJ together, and then we just became friends. And then we started of Norway after we weren't really called anything at the beginning. It was just like we didn't have a production name. We didn't really think that we were going to become. Yeah. You were called Chris Lynch of Norway. I was called Chris Lynch of Norway on like MySpace, and then we thought, okay, everything from Norway is called like of Norway. So.
This time around, Loneliest Man In Space came around pretty much like the album. Like we just had a bunch of tunes that sounded like they fit together, and they all kind of sounded a little bit sad or something like that. Melancholic, yeah, and quite spacey. And so it just came like pretty natural, I think. It wasn't really thought about. We weren't really lonely or anything like that, but it's like it felt kind of filmatic to me, at least. So I was imagining like this would be like the track "The Loneliest Man in Space." It's like we were googling who is the loneliest man in space, and there's actually this one astronaut that's been out there forever, and he's just never seeing his family and stuff like that. So to me, it was kind of cinematic and filmatic, and it just seemed to fit with the music and the vibe.
Well, yeah. When I hear the words zero gravity, I think of floating in space, which I don't know if you hear maybe there's a couple of ambient tracks on the album, and also the Loneliest Man in Space. The title cut is also a sort of semi-ambient track, and they maybe illustrate the soundtrack to Floating in Zero Gravity.
Me.
Right, Black Hole.
Sorry. Black. It's no. Yeah, but I can't think of anything else. Black hole is the heaviest substance in the world, or in the universe. I think it's something that pulls everything together. So, no, I'm sorry, I can't continue that thought. I have no more.
Okay. So, the next word we have on our list is infinity.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I mean, one of the tracks, parallel lines meet at infinity, which is like there's some math behind there. I'm really bad at math, so I have no idea what it is. But if you take two parallel lines and you have a very long piece of paper, a very, very long one, infinite piece of paper, they will at some point meet. At infinity. But what is I don't know. This is so deep. We can't really go there now. All right. The next word on our list is a spacesuit. I was really fascinated with the anatomical parts of a spacesuit. I don't know why, but I found some photos from an auction site selling off like American and Russian spacesuits, and they basically, since a spacesuit is worth so much money, the people that sell them, they basically disassemble the spacesuit. So they sell the gloves and they sell the arms and the legs, and they sell pretty much everything piece by piece. And then it was this site which has these really beautiful images of really well lit spacesuit in a white background, where they basically separated the gloves and separated everything. And we showed it to Alex and Vegard, and then he said, "God, this is great," and he sent it to his designer, and basically from finding a cool photo, because I was googling photos to have on our SoundCloud account, because we made like a private playlist of all the demo tracks, which then became our album, and I wanted to have a different photo on each track, and then that became our album cover with. So symbolic. It's really symbolic. The glove, which has been basically ripped apart from the spacesuit, floating around. What's happened to this astronaut? You may ask. And this is we're going to use these images for the remix album that's coming up, and yeah, I really enjoy the artwork on this new album. So.
Big Bang. The Big Bang, that's the beginning of everything. That's all. It's at the beginning of the album. It's when Alex went to our SoundCloud and said, yeah, this is an album. And we were like, it is? That's a big bang for me.
Alien life form is... I don't feel there's much alien business on this album.
No, I think
it's very human. It's about humans and space and what's out there, but not what's out there as in other life forms, but it's more... being in somewhere completely dark and devoid of light and anything that we know from Earth. I don't know. It's difficult to answer.
To be honest, I think, to me, The Loneliest Man in Space could be about space, it could be about being lonely, it could be about anything you make it to. I think that's the beautiful thing about music, is that you don't, at least with electronic music that doesn't have much vocals, we don't really push you in any direction. You fit it to your own life soundtrack thing. So that's my answer to that.
I think well, that's the beauty of electronic music, is that you can make whatever you want of it. You can listen to a track in, let's say, in the early morning, and it can sound very harsh, or you can listen to it in the middle of the day or in your car, and it can sound like a really chilled out track. And it all depends on context, and you can, if you want, you can listen to. Let's say some of the tracks are quite kind of like sort of hard, not hard, but they're quite powerful electro tracks. But if you just listen to the beats, or if that's what you hear, then it'll be a harsh track. But if you listen to the melodies or the bass or something else, then it'll be a different kind of track. It all depends where your focus is, what you're used to listen to. it all depends. I mean, some people have given me feedback saying, "Oh, this is a really good pop album." And I was like, that's a bit weird. And then some people saying, "Oh, this is really cold, like a cold Kraftwerk thing." And I was like, okay, cool. And then some people are saying, "Oh, this is proper deep house." And I'm like, okay. And then some people are saying, "This is really good electro. This is really good ambient." It all depends. I mean, what you hear yourself. So. Yeah.
Some people say it's shit.
And some people hate it as well. It all depends on who the listener is.
That's fine. That's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be passionate about music. If you hate it, then hate it. That's fine. If you like it, then like it. If you love it, then love it. Yeah. Okay, comparing our album to a Norwegian food, a dish, I think, to me, the album is Smalahove, which is sheep's head, because it's kind of sad, but it's also really tasty.
Okay, to compare our album with Norwegian food, it's quite difficult because most sort of like famous Norwegian food stinks or is very ugly to watch. Like Vegard mentioned, Smalahove is like a boiled sheep's head. They have rotten fish, it's called rakfisk, it's awful. Fish balls. You've got all this stinky stuff, like blood sausage, blood soup, rotten fish, even more rotten.
We don't do metal music, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I would. Okay, this is. It's gonna be funny for those who know what this is, but I think our music could be something called blanda ball, which is
Really?
which, if I translate, it will sound stupid. Mixed balls. It's got nothing to do with balls at all, but it's basically it's a mix of potatoes and fish, and it's like mashed together in a ball with some fat, and they serve it with more fat and bacon and stuff like that. And that because it's
why is that our music?
because it's a mix of different genres. We've got everything from like a more sort of a deep housey track, like My Favorite Mistake, or more, and we have the electro tracks in there. We've got the ambient tracks. We've got the more sort of UK style track with Bertus Void, and you got the German shuffle in the Yxum track. It's pretty eclectic in a way. So I would say it's as eclectic as a plate of mixed ball.
But
blanda ball. A good mixed ball.
Because the mixed ball is disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's terrible.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we both like metal. Vegard's more like a sort of 80s metal dude, and he likes like new wave of British heavy metal, like Nwobum as they call it, Maiden and such, Judas Priest and all this kind of stuff. I'm more into to like a black metal thing. I like the necro sounding stuff, and also a cosmic black metal is a favorite. There's a lot of good stuff from France going on there. But we have approached a sort of metal personality already. We were talking about getting funny remixes, or not funny, but original remixes from other bands, and then I approached the drummer from Dark Throne, a guy called Fenris, and he's a really cool guy. He's really funny, really great taste in music. He's a DJ. He DJs, like proto house, and he even does psytrance, drum and bass. Edits, filter stuff, really, and then proper techno as well. And I approached him and said, "Do you want a remix?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I'm flattered, but I don't know how to, and I can't do it."
Keep making my favorite mistake.
We don't really. Mostly, I do the technical stuff because I'm quicker at it, basically. And but we don't have like a specific task, but very often it'll be because the studio is at my place. I will make a little sketch thing and I'll send it to you, and you'll say I like this and this, and then I don't like this and this, and then you'll come over to the studio and we'll start working there. It's But yeah, I'm more of the button pressing type, and you're more of the sort of intellectual type around it.
No, as Vegard says, he works as a sound engineer. In his day job, he knows an incredible amount about sound and you know how things are done. You know, the really like proper engineer head. And we have, I mean, on our last album, it was more like Vegard played guitar, I played the bass, he played that synth, I played that drum machine. But that process was extremely slow. So the way we work now is, I mean, we've got pretty much all our synths and drum machines are all linked up, and basically from the sketch that we have, we just add stuff. You know, we start recording, and maybe it's from the drum machine that's on my side of the table, or maybe it's from the drum machine that's on Vegard's side of the table. I absolutely love the TR8. So that's my machine, and you can hear a lot of that on our new album. And Vegard does love his synthesizer pads and getting that deep space sound. So that's all Vegard. That's 100%. I absolutely love that. Really, it's so cool. So good.
Okay, Christian, what do I think you appreciate about me as a musician or as a producing partner? I think you appreciate my technical insight.
Yes.
I think also you appreciate the work amount I put into it. And I think you appreciate the friendship and the fun.
Very, very good answers there, Vegard. You're spot on. I was about to say that. No, I appreciate. No, what was I saying? Now, okay, 3 things I think you appreciate about me. Okay, I think you appreciate my insane nerdiness when it comes to references and sounds and stuff like that. That's a fault and a strength. Mostly a strength. I think you appreciate the way the communication. I mean, the way that we can argue, not argue, but the way we can discuss a track without getting pissed off. We never really fight about. I mean, if either Vegard or if we're in doubt about anything in the track, we just remove it instead of like fighting for it. It's not that important. It's only music, and also yeah, the friendship and the camaraderie, and that we you know, we hang out in the studio and we make music and we talk about stuff, and you know, it's good. So.
Yep. So my first date must have been when I was like 12 years, I guess, and I got this computer, and I absolutely loved computers, and I don't know why. I've always been a nerd, and I loved computer games, but then I got bored with the computer games, and I got a program, and I can't remember if it's called Sound Tracker or something like that, and it had like 3 rows where you could insert notes and make music, and very simple program, but that was the first time I actually discovered that I could actually make something.
Yeah, the first meeting with music. I mean, I probably have to say music production or music making or altering music is, because I mean, as long as I can remember, I've been listening to music like passionately, like really seriously, like for like as long as I can remember, like collecting tapes and collecting 7 inches and just collection all the time. And I remember breaking my parents' record player because I tried to scratch with it, because it was like some 80s, you know, like those late 70s, 80s stations, you know, the ones that had, you know, made of plastic, everything was automatic and belt driven, and it's like obviously like watching like Beat Street, it's like, when was it, 84, 83? I can't remember the name. No, the year. And thinking like, God, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, having no, you know, being quite young, the only record I had was like a spoken word record about someone reading like a child's story on a 7-inch. So I tried to scratch with that, and obviously broke the record player. The cartridge flew off, and that was it. And then I started making like sort of tapes with 2 cassette players, like doing like local radio stuff, and like sort of trying to rap and sing and just record stuff. And then years later, 1990 happened, and we had Sonic Youth and Dinosaur Jr. and Nirvana, and you had Primal Scream and Happy Mondays and Stone Roses and you know, My Bloody Valentine, and the list goes on. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. Again, this is like the second time that was the coolest thing I heard in my life. And I have to play in the band. So I have to get an instrument.
My free time, if it wasn't dedicated to music, I would spend it on my cats and my motorbike and my girlfriend. That's basically it.
I don't know, if I wasn't doing music, what would I do for my free time? I would do more of what I do when I don't make music now, which is like, I've got a dog, so I like to go for walks with my dog, and we play with the dog, and I like to go record shopping. That's music as well. Okay, I like to. I'd probably like go to the gym or something, probably get fit, and I'll do yoga or something. I don't know, eat healthy. I don't know, stuff I just have no time for. So yeah, I get ripped.